I guess it's still. So remove that name and remove that widget. So here I'll just put, oh, I overwrote the name widget. So this has to be like widget config. Yeah. I'll have to delete widget config at whatever. This will be widget. This will be name. So that should do the same thing, just add a slider. And then I should be able to add just star widget config. And this will hopefully do the same thing. And I guess we have a callback now. But the callback just is a pass, so I'll make it actually do something. Great, now that actually does something. So this, I should be able to hook up to an actual attribute and then have it affect stuff. So then let me try to do something with this callback. Maybe yeah, I'll just connect it to the x coordinates of something like that. Or maybe the rotation. Doing the rotation could be complicated. Okay, I'll just do like an x coordinate. I just do mesh2 dot attributes at invert. And I'll do like colon comma 0. I'll do equals the get value times like 0.1. Okay, so now I can have this, and I think it worked. Where did the rest of the object go? I think it worked though. Mesh2 attributes at invert. All rows, column 0. Yeah, I should have done that for all of the... Oh, wait. Maybe it should be plus equals. Or should it? Really, I'll want a separate variable. Then I'll want to set this equal to whatever the original thing was, plus that modified variable. How would I want to do that? Initial values. Or maybe I'll just move it in the z coordinate since that's already... Oh no, that's not always 0. You know what? Forget it. I'm just going to change the alpha channel. So the index that's to 3. And then I do... Then if I put the slider from like 0 to 1... Slider float, then I can do min value, this max value just 1. I should be able to do that. Just like this. Okay. Darn, it doesn't look like it's updating. unfortunate. Why would... Darn, it doesn't look like it's updating. Which is unfortunate. Why would that be happening? It went down to 0. Oh, that's the color. Yeah, I'd want in color. Okay, so let me try to... Okay. Oh, I'm multiplying by 0.1 or something. Okay. So make that a reasonable size, and now... Okay, so now I can control the opacity with this slider. Which is great. Okay, and I don't need to print this, since that's just the string. Still don't know what data is supposed to be, though. I can call this, for example, mesh2 opacity. Do slider float callback max value 1. And this is a pretty intuitive way to add a widget or whatever. Cool. Okay, that was fun. And I think that's a pretty simple API. That's not too bad. But I would like it to be in the same window. So I'm going to see how to do that. So let me add the demo back. So here's the demo. It has all of these collapsible things. So I should be able to just look at what the demo code does, which I had this open up before. I'll just look at it on GitHub. One's window options and widgets and layout and scrolling. With collapsing header, I guess. So if I'm thinking through this, on one, or at the point where you hit an interactive embed call, there could already be a GUI present. That's possible. And if there is, I think what you'd want to do is just remove the current user widgets and create it again. Can I do that? Surely I can delete a window. Please. It's a delete item. Or maybe it's the same thing as just rerunning the window commands. About window, add window, get window. Okay, hopefully I can just rerun this and it'll update on the fly. Hopefully. That makes me think that for this, that I'll have to do this like all at once. I'll have to do this initialization and the user stuff all at once. Think that for this, that I'll have to do this like all at once. I'll have to do this initialization and the user stuff all at once. Which honestly probably wouldn't even be so bad. Just in the... Here, this is already passing the renderer. Why don't I just pass the widgets too? Then here, if not started new GUI, you have to update the scene selections, and I can just pass the render and the widgets again. Wouldn't it just be like update GUI? And self.widgets. Update GUI is not defined. Update PyGUI. Okay, here. Render and widgets. This will just have to... This will basically do the same thing, right? I get the render and the widgets here. The only difference is that in one of them you won't start it. But I'm going to still have this for loop. I'm just going to do within this, I'm going to do with collapsing window or whatever. Collapsing header. And the label will be window options is fine. And I'll do this. Daryl Golden, what's up? What is going on? I'm just setting up this GUI here. Update scene selections. Okay, I'm gonna try not doing any updating at all. I'm just going to try to add the user-generated widgets when I create the GUI. Oh, that didn't work. I tried to update something. Let's just try to do that. Collapsing header, that's weird. Has it right here. You have to add collapsing header? Must be closed with the end command. Wait, how did it do this? With collapsing header. Maybe that's something from PyGUI.simple? But it doesn't look like it. Where is this function? Okay. Let me look here. No, it is from simple. Which I think I'm just gonna I'm just gonna use that anyway. I've been trying to kind of not do simple because you lose some control. But I think this is actually more straightforward. Okay, so now try it like this. Missing a positional argument name. Okay, let me give it a name. I'll do scene widgets. Although, did this one give it a name? Yeah, this one only has a label. Did this one give it a name? Yeah, this one only has a label. So that doesn't make sense to me. Actually, collapsing header isn't even here. It's not in the documentation. So I'm going off the beaten path here. I guess that worked. That's neat. What I'd like though, I'd like to be just a space or like a separator. Also, when I switch, the window options are still there. Which actually I think makes sense because I don't have any updating code right now. So let's set the main window stuff here. This is for the scene selection. I don't think I need this anymore. PyGUI.core.getValue.sender. Yeah, I don't think I need this anymore. Although, I still don't know what data does. Still, I'll take that out. So then the updating code. I think all I want to do is check here if I started a new GUI. And then if I didn't, so if I'm reusing the GUI, that's when I'll use the update code. So if not started this, then I'll do this update. However, the update is going to be very similar to this regular code. So I do update PyGUI, which I guess will also need the render and widgets. I'm just going to copy all of this right now. Although I don't want all of this. I'll still want the rerun callback. Wait, will I just want all? Oh, well, I want to start it. I want to just start it again. But do I want all of this stuff still? Let me see. So here I have this. If I switch here, did I crash something? What happened? Something crashed, I guess. Even the window crashed. Darn. I get to do that again. Update PyGUI. So something with this, I guess? Maybe that's because you can't just update a window like this. But I thought you could. Maybe not. Let me see. can set things about items. I can set names and heights of items. But for a header, for example, maybe you can't do that? For a collapsing header. It might very well not be possible to update windows. I can add things to windows. And I can get information about windows. But I don't see anything about setting things within windows. I'll try doing this one more time. But I don't see anything about setting things within windows. I'll try doing this one more time. I think there's a good chance this will crash though. So this is doing what I want. If I switch... Yeah, that's a crash. Darn. Well, I guess it's not a huge deal if it's not possible. GUI.py. Maybe it's possible to destroy the old window and recreate it. I'm gonna ask about this on their... They have a Discord. I'm gonna ask about there. Is it possible to update and... Actually, this is sort of a silly question, isn't it? Because even if you can't update a window, quote unquote, you can update items, which means you can update everything in the window. So maybe you can even, yeah, you can update the position in the width of a window, and you can update all of the items that are contained in the window. So maybe all I want to do is call configure item. So this will be a pretty different function, actually. It won't need this, but here I'm going to update, this code is already here. This is where I can update the scene selections. I want to do this, or this, or this, or this. I won't want to update the rerun button. Here I updated the selected scene. So I think I'll still want to do something like this for widget config and widgets. If, hey Evergraham, what's going on? It's really weird. My Streamlabs is telling me right now that I have 0 viewers. I have another screen here saying that I have, like, not 0 viewers. But then people still... That's a not... A why not... Oh! But why not to what? Okay, so what I was saying is, if the name... Okay. If the name is already on an existing widget, that's when I'll update it. Otherwise, I'll add it. And then I'll have to remove the ones. Yeah. Yeah. Here's what I'll do. I'll just do it this way. For widget config, here's the name. If name is in, like, get all items, this, I can say, current items. Did you make any progress? Yeah, I did. Even, if I replace this with a pass or something so I can run it without crashing. I managed to... I have a GUI. I can switch scenes with it. So I can switch to different scenes. Most of the scenes in the file crash, so I can't use all of them right now. But I can switch, I can rerun from a GUI. And I can rerun from the terminal. And I have a way to pass widgets from the scene. I call them widgets. I think the term from PyGUI is items. Pass widgets from the scene. I call them widgets. I think the term from PyGUI is items. I can configure them in the code here. And then... oh man, it didn't work. Well, if I hadn't reran that scene, then I can have it update object attributes. Now that I think of it, getting that to work, the superclass for any generic technical thingy, yeah, that's probably true. There's probably a better name to use. Now that I think of it, getting this to work... no, wait. No, this won't... I don't think this will be as hard as I think. I think once I write this update code, it'll automatically bind. It'll automatically have a callback which is bound to the proper mesh. So I don't think this will be super hard. I thought that problem that I saw before might be a problem. Okay, so this is Dear PyGUI core. Get all items. It's a list of strings, and I think I want to have a set here. Pretty decent for a default. Thanks. I think I just want a set here. Then for the widgets that are passed in, I'll get that name. If the name is in the current items, then I have to configure it. So I won't need this. I can remove the name, remove the widget, the name of the widget, and then I can say PyGUI.core.configure item. Configure item, and I'll configure that item with the name, and all the config will just be ** widget config. Right? Because for instance, in this case, this name will already be contained in the current items. And so I'll just have to remove the name, remove the widget, and then I'll update the rest of these parameters. So let's see if that kind of works. So this is doing what it's supposed to do. If I think if I rerun, well, it's still not bound to the right one, so that's unfortunate. I just think UI should mostly be specified during markup, unless there's a need for programmatic behavior. It's pretty useful when you're building scenes to be able to adjust certain parameters on the fly. Like the example that I have right now doesn't it's sort of a toy example. I don't know, maybe you'd want to configure something's opacity like this and just see what looks best. Just for the layout and stuff. Yeah, I think that's true. It would be kind of weird to like have a user-generated layout. Is there a different way to set the callback? There's link callback, query callback, get item callback. Oh, there's a set item callback. So I guess configure. I would have loved for configure to just automatically set the callback. But that would make life too easy. I wonder if configure can even set the... Like if I change the max value here to 4, save that. It picked up on that. It switched the max value to 4. But it isn't updating the callback, and I can tell it's not updating the callback because the